Hello, welcome to the Colourful vlog. My name is Carolien and you can find me everywhere as Carolien, and I have a webshop, colourfulcreativity.com or colourfulcreativity.nl, and this is a special episode, a special all-around handspun, and I have now spun quite a bit, not masses, but in the past few years I have managed to acquire quite some handspun. I have it all next to me, so I will be moving you to show you. This bag is full of handspun and the little cards I'm gonna need, because it is time that I actually catalog my stuff. I thought it would be nice to make a separate vlog where I tell you about what I have spun, and also I will show you after I've catalogued it all, so I can actually grab a skein and see on the label what it is, because now it's just one big mess with sometimes a little note that doesn't tell me anything often enough. So yeah. The task is now to label everything, figure out the yardage, the weight, etc. Wish me luck. I will see you back when I have everything ready, and then we'll chat a little bit more about spinning and handspun yarn. Hello, here we are. You've already seen Carolien from the past, showing you how I organize my handspun. So now we are in the present, where I show you all the handspun. All my handspun is currently living in this bag. Creativity takes courage, which I think is a wonderful motto. And in here I have all these kinds of big Ziploc bags. I'm gonna keep this one for later because it's difficult. I think that's the best way to describe that bag. So then we will start with this one. Hi Bings. He has to be with me. Of course he has. In here I have mini skeins and a few bigger ones that are actually labeled. So I actually did something with organizing my stash. I have put on these tags, so I have the fiber content if I know it, and I have the weight, even sometimes when I spun it. Sorry for that, I had a sneezing fit. And here is another one. This is my art yarn, my thick and thin, where I tried to make coils and everything. And these two are actually the ones I am thinking of to make the mug cozy of. Maybe I will just make two, I don't know, but I don't have any useful plans for these. And these mini skeins that are in here are unlabeled. I do not know how much yardage they have. They are over twisted, or they have fiber that I really didn't like mohair. I think these four have mohair in it. It was a mixed itty bitty pack or something by Hedgehog Fibers, and it wasn't the most pleasant. So in the bag there are also this lot of minis, and these are the ones that are not okay. They're super duper over twisted, like you can see in this. Probably this just it feels like barbed wire. It's one of my first ones, and this was just a bit of leftover yarn. This is the accompanying one. Probably just had to finish the bobbins and things would break and whatever. So these are the not so soft and actually very, very rough minis. I think this is my first time spinning on my wheel, and this was a leftover where I tried to do a chain ply for the first time, and it has way too much twist. This one also has quite some twist, and this was from a spinning lesson. This also was some kind of leftover that has way too much twist. And these four are from a, yeah, I made it my advent calendar a few years ago. But they are from a hedgehog fiber mixed bag. All those, yeah, little bits of different fibers. And I think these four are all with mohair, and I just don't like them. They are itchy, scratchy, prickly. Yeah, just not for me. So I have no clue what I'm going to do with it. They're just pretty in my bag. So that's bag number one. And those mini skeins aren't labeled because A, I don't know what it is, and B, somehow I do know-ish the length, or I can just remeasure it, but I'm too lazy for it. So I have better things to do, like pretty yarn. And these big bags is what I also use for storage of the Colourful Creativity yarn. So all the shop yarn is in Ziploc bags always, to make sure nothing, dust or cats or other animal thingies we don't want near our stash come close. This one is actually fairly decent yarn. This is the Purple Sparkle from Hell. I carded the bats myself, and I carded in some glitter stuff that wasn't really suitable for spinning. I bought it at a store that sold stuff for spinning, but this wasn't meant for spinning. So yeah, it is 57 grams and 236 meters, so it's a very decent light fingering even. No clue what it will be. It is non-superwash for sure. The rest is merino. Yeah, I don't know. Let's put the bag down. And here I have my Glacier Panda. This is a fiber blend from Sweet Georgia. It's the Panda blend. It is merino, bamboo and nylon. And this turned out pretty decent. I do have a mini from the leftovers, and what I did forget to put on the label is if I made it a 3-ply or 2-ply or something. I think this is a, I actually can't even see it, but I think it's a 3-ply, or maybe I did this one 2-ply. I don't remember, I have to look it up. It is in my notes on Ravelry. So yeah. This is a fairly decent sock yarn, 103 grams, 356 meters, and then some. So this could definitely become a pair of socks someday. Then this one is Soft Rainbow. It is 100% merino, dyed by myself. And this is an Aran weight, I guess, worsted to Aran. 105 grams, 68 meters. Yeah, it's very pretty. It's actually two 50-gram skeins that I put together in the skein. No clue what it's gonna be because I don't regularly knit with worsted to Aran weight. This one is a porpoise fur fiber that was called Leaf Peepers, and I spun it in a fractal spun, so there is lots and lots of barber poling going on, and I really like it. And this is a very light fingering because it's 525 meters in 100 grams, and this is a 2-ply. So I either go super light fingering 500 plus meters, or I go sport weight. That is what I learned from looking through my stash. This one is a BFL and alpaca. So I'm never going to use this because it is alpaca. And this is 118 grams and 224 meters, which is pretty much a decent DK, I guess. DK to sport, but more DK. So yeah, but it has BFL. It has alpaca, and that means nope for me. Then this one that I kept as singles, because this was the BFL nylon Neps bat that I used, and has a very big no fun on it, because I hated spinning it, that I gave half of it away. It is 32 grams and 132 meters. Basically a bit of a sport weight. I can see myself knit some hand warmers or something with it. I can also see myself just leave it in the stash. And then I have here a gradient kind of situation. This is spun from Dutch Wool Diva bats, and it is a gradient from green to yellow to orange to red. There's even some blue before the green. It is 95 grams and 329 meters, and there's plenty of over twist in here. This is one of the earlier ones where I had my single treadle wheel, and I would really go with 2 legs at the same time. Now that I have my double treadle, I can go really slow, and I have more control over all of it. This beauty is merino with stellina. It is again a bat I made myself, and it is 71 grams and 220 meters, so good sport weight. Really like that one. Maybe I should use it for a yoke in a Colorwork sweater. Here we have more Dutch Wool Diva bats. This was a midi bat. That's the size. She has the big bats, the midi bats, and the mini bats. And I just went zigzagging through the bat and kept the colors in that way. Probably a bit over twisted here and there, but better than the other one. I think I spun this one later than the other one. This here is a combination of mini bats from Dutch Wool Diva with faux cashmere from Undercover Otter. And there's some glitter in it as well. It is 64 grams and 180 meters. Basically another sport weight. My comfort zone is sport weight. Let me grab my stuff from the bag so I can put the other stuff back, because this bag is really stuffed. And my pile is a bit leaning to falling over. I have this one. This is absolutely one of my first ever spins on my spinning wheel. This was a red merino big ball of floof. It is 96 grams and 184 meters. So basically a worsted to DK weight. But I can tell you it's lace too bulky. And it's fine. It's one of my first ones. I do not have to do anything with it but keep it in my stash. This one, this tiny bit of messy skein, is actually my first bats. It is 50 grams merino and 1 gram of silk and 1 gram of stellina. And it is 52 grams and 81 meters. Yeah. This is definitely something for the museum. I didn't know how to draft and pre-draft my bats and everything, so yeah, it's interesting and very thick and thin. This one, plenty over twist, is a pixie bat from Dutch Wool Diva, merino, bamboo and tussle silk, and it is 36 grams and 99 meters, so a good sport weight. But you can see the over twist probably there, just below my finger. There are like those pigtails in here, and yeah, it's not as soft as it could have been, but if you do not practice, you never get better. Then I have here a gorgeous minty green with some coppery glitter in it. It is a spinning lesson yarn that is 100%, well, not 100%, there's some extra bits in there like the glittery thread. It is Tesselar, and I spun it in 2017, so 6 years ago. It is 34 grams and 92 meters, so a good DK-ish to sport weight again. It is not the softest, but for the fact that it is a Tesselar, I am seriously happy how it turned out. I know if I would try that again, I would spin it long draw now, but I was just learning, and I still had my single treadle back then, and I had my spinning lesson on my own wheel, and it was fantastic. After that, I decided I needed a double treadle. What do we have here? These are my first row legs, and they were from Undercover Otter in the colorway Gilman, and it is 47 grams and 122 meters, so basically DK-ish weight. But again, I didn't know what pre-drafting was back then, so you have fairly thick bits and underspun and overspun and everything. These are the next row legs, also from Undercover Otter, and it's called Terror Tentacles. And they turned out way nicer. Maybe a bit too tight of a twist, but I really enjoy looking at it. This is basically, this is my comfort zone spinning. I think 52 grams, 163 meters. So yeah, 100 grams, about 300 to 350 meters. That is absolutely what I like as for thickness for spinning. So that was this whole bag. I can see we're already 15 minutes in, and I'm not even halfway. Prepared for more. This one, in this little baggie alone, is Mountain Sheep. This is one of my oldest spins, and this is the sturdiest and most horrible fiber I could find. Apparently. I was at the 3 Dagen Orde Handwerkbeurs in Zwolle, so the big yarn festivals we have here, and I wanted some fiber to spin, and I had absolutely zero clue what I was buying, so I bought something that was very cheap and that had a really nice yellow color. It was horrible to spin. It is scratchy and absolutely no fun. I made a cat toy from it. The cats never play with it, so this, I don't know. It's probably nice for a art weaving thingy, but for me, this is a no-no. Absolute no-no. So, now we get to the prettier stuff. Oh yes, definitely. The good stuff is coming. Just saying that as the good stuff is the stuff that I have spun later in my spinning career. Here I have my super lurid yarn. It is 100% merino. I dyed it myself. I dyed it very neon-y, but because of the white in it and spinning it thin or pulling it out, it gets a bit more muted. It is 89 grams and 266 meters, which makes it a decent DK to sport. And I plan on using this for a yoke in a sweater. I still need to get the main color, but I know what it's gonna be, and that's already a big plus. Then I have this one. This is rainbow, 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon, dyed by myself, and it is 104 grams and 580 meters. I should have gone with a 3-ply, but I just really love the barber pulling like it is now. It came out a bit thinner than expected, but it is so luscious and so soft. That is absolutely one of my favorite spins I've ever done. This is another favorite. It is undyed. It is so terribly not me, but it is so soft. This is a organic Polworth I got from Colorways or Seifekata, and it is 297 meters in 95 grams, which makes it a sport weight. And it should have been a light fingering. It poofed up way more than I expected, and it wasn't spun thin enough, so yeah, I have to try that again. I wanted to combine it with something, and yeah, I can't combine it with that now because it's way thicker than the stuff I want to combine it with. So yeah, but it's fine, everything is fine, I love it, and it will be used for something. Here is another bag. I'm reusing all those zip bags because, well, it's plastic. We have to be mindful about it. Here I have the label even on the fiber. This is All About Yarn, hand-carded bats, merino and Angelina. It was 2 times 50 grams. I got it at the Knitty Retreat, I think the second one. It is 100 grams and it is 225 meters, and it is a DK weight. This is definitely a DK weight, and it has like these Angelina bits. It's the Angelina that I like less because it's really sturdy and it sticks out. You also have that really thin that really goes nicely inside it. It has both. Look at that sparkle. Look at that sparkle. And then this one is a bullseye bump from Loop. It is merino with bamboo and tussa silk, and it's called Earth Mother, not Mother Earth. It's 127 grams and 274 meters, so another DK weight. The heavier spins are from a few years back. I've been going thinner since I think about 3 years, and yeah, I think these were spun on my Victoria wheel that I sold because we weren't friends. I could work with her, but we weren't friends. Or maybe I spun it on something else, because I am sure this one was spun on the Victoria and that I have to finish it because, well, I wanted to sell the wheel. Here is the yarn. It is 110 grams and 403 meters, so it's a decent fingering. And the fiber is from Wool Gatherings, and it is a 60% merino, 20% yak and 20% silk. And it was a wonderful spin. the cats are having playtime. I got this from my lovely friend Monique of Frog Peak Creations, and yeah, I really love how it looks. I think this will make a wonderful yoke as well if I ever find the right main color for it. Also in the bag is this one. This is so terribly soft. Oh, you just want to cuddle it. This is a Spin Jones bubblegum gradient pack, I think. And it was a gift from my lovely friend Angela of Yarn and Yarns for the Advent of 2020. It is 100 grams and 347 meters, so heavy fingering to sport. And again, I think this will make a wonderful yoke in a sweater. The thing is, every time I see that, it's like 200 meters necessary for the contrast color. And I'm like, hello, I have 347 and it is a gradient. I want to use it all. So I'm not sure how to figure it out, to either do it and change the color work, or either find the right pattern that is size inclusive and uses the exact amount of yarn, or at least exacter than like only half of it. And then we have a really big one. Oh yeah, that's what you get from using bags that have been used heavily before. But in here is a really big one. And this is the Colourful Creativity Superwash Merino Advent 2020. Yeah, I made that one for myself, and this was the start of the Advent 2021. I just spun all the bits random in order, and I think that I chain plied it because there's not a lot of barber pulling in it. It is 179 grams and 577 meters, which makes it a sport weight. I think this will be wonderful for a full-on color work, or more color work than just a yoke. I mean, 577 meters is a fairly decent amount. But I just have to figure out the right pattern. So, suggestions are welcome. Let's not use that bag. I have another bag in here that has room. Because here I have another Dutch Wool Diva. And it is Diva Poly, which means it's 100% Polworth. It's really nice and soft. It's 100 grams and 325 meters. Sport weight. Absolutely gorgeous. Look. It's really nice, sunny colors. Yeah, probably really nice again for a yoke. Miss Leia has been really naughty. She's been on the table twice now during this recording because I'm sitting too far away. And then the last big ones. They are not together, even though they are from the same project. But I'll explain. Because here I have my combo spin, and this is the sample skein that came out a bit too heavy. It is 88 grams and 227 meters, so it is a DK weight. It has all kinds of different fibers from all kinds of different dyers. So this is basically the DK weight. Oh, Maya found her toy. Sorry about the noise. It is a self-moving fish. And she loves it. These two, however, are amazing for the weight. This is almost 400 grams. It's 178 grams and 179 grams. And it is all together a good 1200 meters. So definitely sweater worthy. So yeah, I am not sure yet. I want to make a sweater with it. I am thinking maybe an Ursa. I think it was an Ursa. I'm not sure. There is a pattern from Jacqueline Cieslak that uses a sport weight, and I am planning on knitting that one. Get it back in the bag. Yes. Keeping it away from everything and everyone. How do you store your handspun? I mean, I'm basically hoarding it like a dragon is hoarding her golden egg, so. I'm always very careful about it. And then we have this bag. This bag has all kinds of mini skeins. Here is the little note that I have from my Advent spin. So all the mini skeins, I just have to figure out which skein is which, and the grams and everything isn't quite the same. So it's a mess, let's just say that. I have here a project. Somehow I messed things up. I have been spinning a project that was basically a breed study, and I mixed it up with my Hilltop Cloud Bach pack, and somehow I lost a few of both, and I do not remember knitting with my handspun, and I do not remember giving it away, and I do not remember what I did with the rest of it. So basically this is a Bach pack by Hilltop Cloud, and this is part of my breed study, and I don't know what it is, so I haven't been able to label it. This is labeled. This is by my lovely friend Angela and was in an advent calendar, I think. I have measured it now, and it is 50 grams and 97 meters, so it is a good DK weight, because Angela just added the handspun with love tag, which is fine. I can measure it. This is I Can Spin a Rainbow by Smith Studio Designs. It was also a gift from Angela. Unspun. This one I had to spin myself. The rainbow part is 50 meters in 25 grams. So what is that? It's a good DK weight. And the gray is 50 grams and 100 meters, which is basically exactly the same. So it's also a DK weight. Hi, things. It's not really working, is it? Yeah, the bag is in the way. Oh, you poor puss. Let me put the bag away. Come here, you. Show yourself. So this is a decent DK weight, and I think it will be nice for a hat or maybe mittens, because I already have split up the rainbow. Let me grab that bag that was not okay anymore. But with a cat on my lap, it is a bit tight. I'm going to at least put this aside without having all the skeins all over. Yeah, the rest of this is mostly ends, bits, bobs, and samples. Like, yeah, there's one skein going. These are all little samples that I spun for the first time on my electric eel wheel. It's like, yeah, let's just spin all those and see what it becomes. Yeah, these are the softer yarns from the Hedgehog Fibers Advent Calendar I made. Hi, Laia. Hello. Here's a leftover bit from the Pixie Bat. This was also a Dutch Wool Diva bat. Could be that I put that in my Advent calendar. Well, here you can see all these minis, and these are all fairly soft, so I would actually use them instead of not, like I told you about the mohair ones. This is a little tester from first time spinning on my my e-spinner from Ashford. This is a leftover from that yak silk merino spin. No clue. This is very pretty, but I have absolutely no clue. So that is in this bag. This is just mini skeins, odds, ends, and I don't know what the contents is or whatever. So yeah, there we have it. My whole handspun stash. Yes, I should definitely do something with it. Yes, I plan to for this year. I have plans for the mug cozy, and I have plans for this one. I didn't tell you what I plan to do with it. I am planning to make an, I think it's called the Aurelius sweater by Jen Steingas. And I plan on getting myself a sweater quantity of Cartref yarn for the main color in Sapphire, the dark blue, and then do the yoke in that one. The idea first was to use the really big skein. Where is it? Oh, Binks, please leave me. To use this Advent skein. But since that's 570 meters and I would only use about 200, I thought it would be nicer to go with this one. So yeah, I do have plans to use it. Sorry about that cut, but somebody came in the house. He was home earlier than expected from work, which is fine. And it gave me the chance to get my little notebook, because I wrote down the questions that you asked me a little while back on Instagram when I had the questions box in my stories about my handspun. So, Viv asked me, do you spin with a project in mind? Usually not. Because I am not so experienced that I can make the fiber do what I want. So I always do what the fiber wants and then see how it turns out. I do, like with the combo spin, I had an idea. I wanted to make the shifty from Andrea Mowry, but then read everything about the pattern and during the spinning decided against it. So it doesn't have a purpose now, but it will be a sweater or something. But yeah, then you have like a bit of an aim. I measure it, I do the fold over and see how does it look, how is the thickness. I keep measuring with my little spinner's control card to have like a bit of an even yarn. But you know, so far I have not spun with an actual project in mind yet. I think I have to practice more for that. Somehow feels that way. Annika asked, what would you recommend to a beginner? A spindle, an e-spinner, or a wheel? That is actually pretty difficult. Because what do you want? Do you want to be a slow spinning, like use the spindle? For me, I liked using a spindle and figuring out how twist and everything works. But it was way too slow for me. So I went with a wheel, a treadle wheel. And figuring that out, how the twist works and everything is a different thing. But because the spindle is slower, you can just feel it better in your hands what you're doing. Yeah, the treadle wheel is also great because you also have a lot of control, because you have ratios and speed. And Miss Leia's not agreeing. Well, the wheel, I would actually go for a treadle wheel, because that way you have the control of your treadles, the speed, and the ratios on the wheel. The e-spinner is also nice if you know yourself and you cannot use your legs and your hands at the same time. It saves you one of those steps. You only have to do the hands. But to start with, I'd say go to someone who has them and try them out. What works for me is not something that works for you. That's why there are so many different wheels or spindles. Louise asked, ideas for handspun projects. I keep mine to look at and pet. Well, I'm not sure if I was the right person to ask that, because that bag is also to look at and pet. I get it out once in a while, look at it, pet it, feel it, squish it, cuddle it, and put it back in the bag. But I think sweater yokes are definitely nice projects for it. With just one skein, you can combine it with some commercial yarn and you have a wonderful sweater that's really unique. And toys for the cats, well, didn't work out with these two. They didn't like their toys, so I gave up on that one, because you could use the mini skeins for like cute little pet toys and toys for kids, but we don't have any kids. We don't have kids that are young anymore in our friends circle, so that's also not an option for me, but maybe it is for you. And it also depends on what type of softness, and is it superwash or non-superwash, because you want to be able to wash baby toys, and it has to be not too itchy, scratchy. So yeah, I'm not sure if toys for babies is a good idea with handspun, but it depends on your handspun skills. Ross asked me, any tips for a new spinner? I have the EU Nano. Practice, practice, practice. Just go for it. Use the gut stuff. Use it all. There's always more fiber. Yeah, you can just go for it. It's all learning. Don't see it as ruining fiber or something. It's a learning process, and the EU Nano is absolute fun, especially the newest one. Someone is trying to open a bag sneakily to have some nuts. Back at the handspun project, by the way, probably nice also to use some of it in a cowl. You can do tiny bits combined with commercial yarn to make it go further. Make a nice big one like the litmus cowl with minis. Another idea, fingerless mitts, like I am going to do probably with the rainbow ones. So yeah, maybe that. Linnea then asked me, why is handspun so much denser than machine spun? And I don't really know. It's probably because you go through it by hand and we push all the air out when spinning worsted. And commercial yarn is probably a little bit differently produced. Even though it is a worsted, it still has a bit more air than when we do it by hand. But that's just me guessing. I would need to ask someone with a bit more experience in that. The other question is favorite wools and tools. Well, merino is my big love. I know some people hate it. I absolutely love it. And Polworth is even more love. My favorite tools, yeah, probably just my woolly winder on the e-spinner for plying yarn, and yeah, my bliss is my love. I absolutely love it. Now it's double treadle. I absolutely love my bliss. So I don't really have a lot of tools I use when spinning. I of course have a blending board. I can make bats on my big drum cart. Well, big. On my drum carder, I don't have a big one. I have a smaller one, but compared to a blending board and stuff, it is a big beast. But they are definitely not favorite tools. They are just tools I have. So, yeah. And last question. How is this supported spindling going? Because she recently acquired one and no idea how it works. Yeah, find yourself someone who has an idea how it works, who can set you up with it, because the setting up of it, I still do not know. If it would have been 2 weeks ago, I would have said it's not going. They are in a drawer and I just can't. I took them out last week when going to my friend to spin and to ask her, what am I doing wrong? Because I think I'm doing something wrong and I was doing everything right. And there was nothing wrong with my spinning on the supported spindle. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I still have to practice a lot. But at least I can get some yarn on my spindle and I can actually flick it and it will do its magic. So also for that, it is a long way of practice, practice, practice. I have practiced so much on that thing while getting absolutely nothing that, yeah, I'm really happy that I'm getting some yarn now. But it's really slow going and I have to, like I said, practice a little bit more. I am probably not the best person for spindles because I just do not have the patience for it. I am more someone who wants to just go on a wheel. So that was all your questions. Thank you for those who asked, and I hope you enjoy the answers. You can do something with it. And that concludes this special vlog, the Handspun vlog. Yeah. I think after this we'll be back to regular episodes. Wow, it's been a while since I did that. 2 months and a little. So yeah, I hope to see you again soon. And thank you very much for watching. And if you have anything else you want to chat about handspun or spinning, anything, just load it in the comments and we'll take the chatter over there. See you again soon. Bye bye.